Welcome back. You're watching live from Paris on France 24. It's time now for the most irreverent part of the show. It's Media Watch with James Creedon. Hello, James.
Good evening, Laura.
James, let's talk about love, because it's all getting a bit saccharine. We could. It's all getting a bit saccharine, a bit sickly, a bit sweet at the Republican Party convention in Florida.
It is. They're
talking
about love. And Anne Romney, of course, the whole thing, as we were saying yesterday, is to humanise Mitt. They're very normal. They're human beings. They're tender, the rest of it. Let's take a look at this headline, first of all, in The New Yorker. Romney hailed as regular guy by a woman with horse in Olympics. I'm not sure. Do we have that? It's on The New Yorker. So you see, the whole thing is they're not really that normal, but the pitch is that they are, and that like normal people, they love each other. They've had their trials, they've had their tribulations, they've had illness, they've overcome it, etc., etc., etc. But the central message is love.
This normal thing, it reminds me of the French election when François Hollande and Mr. Normal, everybody wants to be normal.
We want extraordinary people to lead us, don't we?
Exactly.
Anyway, let's listen to Anne having a little spiel about love.
Tonight, I want to talk to you from my heart about our hearts. Tonight, I want to talk to you about love. I want to talk to you about the deep and abiding love I have for a man I met at a dance. I want to talk to you about that love so deep, only a mother can fathom it.
Oh, well, I have to say, her hair looks fabulous. Whoever's doing Anne Romney's hair, give me a call.
But that's irrelevant. She's going on about love. And she's going on and on about it.
But she's speaking from the heart, isn't she? I think she's being genuine there,
isn't she? She might be speaking from her hair by the sounds of things. That's big hair.
Yeah, you'd expect a woman to say she loves her husband, though.
That's true. But she did hammer home that message. I think they're trying to corner the whole love thing at this Republican National Convention.
But did it work, do you think? I mean, do you think it softened people up?
I think it depends on how susceptible you are to that sort of schmaltzy
James is so cynical.
Well, wait for it, right? Because she wasn't the only one. Let's take a listen now to the mayor of, what's his name?
The governor of New Jersey.
That's it. Thank you very much for helping me out there. Chris Christie. He's talking about tough love from his mom.
The greatest lesson that mom ever taught me, though, was this one. She told me there would be times in your life when you have to choose between being loved and being respected. Now, she said to always pick being respected. She told me that love without respect was always fleeting, but that respect could grow into real and lasting love.
There we are, more love.
That's right, and we can presume that Mitt will come out sometime tomorrow speaking about love for the country. So they've got that whole love thing covered.
They've got love cornered.
Love from your mother, love for your children, love for your spouse, love for the country.
Yeah, the Democrats better come up with something because love is covered.
They'll be hard-pressed.
They'll be hard-pressed.
They'll have to come up with something very juicy, tasty to kind of beat that.
Absolutely. All right, so there have been a few scandals nonetheless, not lovely at all, I have to say.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
That's right. Now, it's a tough message. I suppose they're obviously trying to come out with the love thing and love for your country and various other things and appealing to women and Latino voters, but it's hard.
Because that's where they're in trouble, isn't it, the Republicans? They must win over some of these Hispanic voters because they simply cannot win the election.
So they've got
otherwise.
a very clear message that they're trying to deliver during this convention, but then you have somebody coming along throwing a knot at a black woman, and that's what dominates a lot of the coverage. Let's take a look at this headline
episode,
in Gawker. That's right, a black CNN. No, let's come back first. This is on the computer.
Come back. Too quick.
This is on Gawker's website. Black CNN camerawoman had nuts thrown at her at the convention. Assailant shouted, "This is how we feed animals." Now, that was initially reported by David Schuster of Take Action News.
There we go.
It was CNN have been keeping pretty quiet about it, maybe because they don't want to stir up news that would be seen as antagonistic to the Republicans when they're trying to walk that fine line. I don't know.
Did it, James?
But in any case, this person was ejected for throwing nuts, and it is a pretty bad reflection on the convention, even though that was just one.
Right, and this is related to what we just saw a glimpse of now, which we can now see in full, please. We just heard some chanting, right?
These are the next set of pictures. This was a Puerto Rican party functionary who spoke. Now
this is at the convention.
This is at the convention. She's a Latina woman, and let's listen to what happened. There you go. So you had people chanting USA, USA. It's been interpreted widely in the media as something quite racist because she was Latina and she had an accent. Now, elsewhere in the news, they're saying, no, it had nothing to do with this. It was to do with Ron Paul, who was one of the other nominees.
Right. There's a lot of Ron Paul supporters.
That's right. And that they might have been unhappy and this could have been a chant to do with that. But in any case, suffice it to say, little moments like this at the convention that are a bad reflection on the party and on they can take precedence in terms of coverage over the message that the Republicans are trying to drive home. So it's tough in these days to manage the message.
Right, and we'll be hearing from the vice presidential hopeful Paul Ryan and Condoleezza Rice, George W. Bush's former Secretary of State, later tonight. But I'm going to leave you to introduce the next item by yourself, James.
All right, okay, you're leaving me on my own with this one, aren't you?
I am.
All right, okay, well, it is in Japan. And it is, we've heard of diesel, we've heard of unleaded fuel, we've heard of biofuel. What about biogas? Let's roll these pictures, right? Because this is a green energy motorbike developed in Japan by Toto Toilets.
Dear.
The idea is that it's made out of poop. So, not the bike, but the actual fuel. So it's animal waste and resources found at sewage treatment plants, and the whole point is to recycle it, and it's all very green energy.
Is the driver sitting on the toilet as he's going down the street?
Yes, he is.
Lovely.
So
Thank you, James.
not very glamorous.
Thank you very much indeed for putting that lovely image in all of our minds. We'll have to leave it there. That's it for Media Watch. Now, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. The town of temptation is reminding people of its motto after, of course, those saucy pictures of a naked Prince Harry found their way onto the internet. We've got that and much more in Web News. Take a look.